Indonesia as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
we're live now.
Okay.
We
Live.
start. We're gonna start.
Okay. Go ahead, Doctor.
Okay, a very good evening. Salam sejahtera, and today is 21st June 2025. And Malindo Connect 2 Series 7 together with GEG Pairumput in collaborations together with GEG Balikpapan Indonesia. We have
It's 21
Nanam
hours.
and me as Dr. Basha here. Is a brainchild of the event for this Malindo 2 in collaboration with educators from Indonesia and Malaysia as well. And tonight we have our special guest from United States of America, Kat Crawford, my friend from US. I met her in Singapore last time. I still remember her because of her unique hair that she have right now. See, it's haunted me until now. But unfortunately, she unable to join me in Singapore in August. By the way, it's really quite fortunate to have her tonight in our event, GG Balik Rumput, and together with GG Balikpapan, to invite her to share together with us tonight regarding FigJam. Okay, Pak Nanang, I give you a few words for you as well to introduce yourself and the speaker as well. Pak Nanang.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kat. Welcome. It's a pleasure that we have you in Malindo Serie 7, and we have a lot of educators from Indonesia, Malaysia, and also from Japan. Maybe I will say hi to some friend from Indonesia. Maybe I will deliver it with bahasa. Ya. Selamat malam, Bapak Ibu, Bapak Ibu guru dari Malaysia dan Indonesia. Selamat datang di Malindo seri 7. Ya, tamu kita pada malam hari ini adalah Kat Crawford yang berasal dari Texas dan terbang langsung ya di Google Meet untuk bertemu dengan kita pada malam hari ini dan akan membahas mengenai topik FigJam. Ya, saya mau menyapa dulu untuk guru-guru dari Indonesia. Silakan angkat tangan atau kasih emosikan jempol. Adakah? Atau malu-malu nih kayaknya nih. Dari Malaysia?
Ya,
Ramai dari Malaysia.
Banyak di Malaysia nih.
Ramai.
Ramai. Okay, I
And-
like to please
Pak Nanang.
your emosikan from Japan. Masato Oyama. Okay, we have a two from Japan. Okay.
Pak Nanang, before we start, can we give allowed my principal, Puan Rozahiran, to give a few words?
Okay, go ahead.
Puan Rozahiran, kita persilakan Puan Rozahiran untuk memberikan ucapan. Silakan Puan Rozahiran.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Wow.
I'm truly happy to be here tonight. It's a great pleasure to meet such inspiring and wonderful individuals. Okay, thank you all for the warm welcome, and may we continue to share knowledge, kindness, and positivity. Have a pleasant evening. Okay, I want to thank to Dr. Basha and Pak Nanang because this giving me this opportunity to join Malindo Section 2 Series 7. And I'm so happy to meet Mrs. Kat Crawford. Nice hair. Okay.
Hello.
All short speech from me. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Terkejut Pak Nanang speaking English tonight. Belum cakap bahasa Jepun lagi. Watashiwa Rosades, Mr. Masato John Yamano. Alright. Okay, alhamdulillah kita dapat berjumpa pada hari ini. Alhamdulillah untuk Malindo series yang ke-7. Syukur alhamdulillah dapat mengikutinya sehingga hari ini. Okay, terima kasih. Terima kasih Dr. Basha.
Yeah, thank you Puan
Tak cakap.
Yes, thank you Puan Rozahiran, the principal of SK Pairumput Melaka. On behalf of GG Pairumput, we like to say thank you also to Kat Crawford, our guest speaker tonight, and we like to give this floor to her to present. Kat Crawford.
Yes.
Thank you. What a warm welcome. Good morning, good evening, all of the days. Hello.
Hello.
Awesome. So a little bit about me. I know I had the amazing honor of joining your call about a year ago. It was like last July, I think, right?
Yes.
But I did so is my alter ego, the lunch lady. So maybe you don't remember me without the hairnet and the silly costume. But today I am here as myself. I have worked in education for almost 25 years. I taught in the classroom for 10 years, and then I spent 13 years working for a nonprofit called Break Free Education. And a lot of the work I was doing was to redesign EdTech in secure schools in the US. We unfortunately incarcerate a lot of young people in the United States, and we wanted to make sure that education there was as good as it is in any school, because we know how valuable education is. And so that was a big part of the work that I was doing. I also just love EdTech. So if it has anything to do with some interesting new tool or innovation or design thinking, I love it. I'm a big Googler, so I have Google tattoos for both my innovator cohort in Washington as well as my Singapore 23. Yes, I'm sorry that I can't come in August, but I'm going to start saving for the next one, or maybe just come visit at some point, because I'd rather spend time with y'all than, just be stuck in a room and not be able to talk and hang out and try more durian. Just kidding, maybe not. But I really, really, really enjoyed meeting everybody and hanging out. So we are going to do a really interactive session today. It's going to feel and fly by so fast that I want to make sure that I capture just a little bit of information. So I'm going to put a Google form in our chat here. And if you'll fill that out, what I'm going to do afterwards is send you all an email that has all the resources and all the things. So that way, if for some reason you have to hop off, you lose connection or whatnot, just go ahead and fill that out and you will get an email with all the information. And I'd love to, send you guys something as well. Maybe we can get some swag out in the mail and find a way for us to all kind of connect and do fun things. I love these shout outs. Y'all make me feel so loved over there in the chat. Thank you. Well, we like when we do our trainings to do things and make them as interactive as possible. But in the beginning, I'm going to talk maybe 5-10 minutes, just introduce you to Figma and FigJam. And then I'm going to share a file with you that you can get into. And we're going to do stuff together and interact because we know that that's really, really important. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. You see everything okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'm Kat Crawford. I recently joined the Figma team back in May, and I'm going to be working with them until October as a contractor. As their education learning specialist, I'm doing a ton of travel and meeting teachers all over the US right now. About to head to ISTE in a couple weeks to see pretty much everybody once a year at this massive conference with like 50,000 people. It's kind of insane. And you can see from these photos over here, we call it Get Figgy. So today we're going to get figgy with FigJam, and that's what I'm doing up here for Figma at a couple of different conferences that we've been to. That's really where I got to meet Figma. But one of the reasons that I became obsessed with them is because they have this incredible free online whiteboard that teachers love to use. It's a great way to amplify student voice. It makes learning visible. It builds class community. And this last one you're really going to value. It builds industry standard skills. One thing that I'm really passionate about is not only making tools accessible. You heard a little bit about that in my past. I really like to disrupt the digital divide, but it's also about thinking, what are students going to be using in the future? And I don't know, it really opened my mind to think more about this when I started working with Figma, because in the past, we would teach a student a tool, and by the time they got to their last year in high school and then maybe went off into college, they weren't necessarily using those tools at that point, and they certainly aren't using them in their jobs. And so I want kids to learn things that are going to be applicable to what they're doing. And Figma worldwide is the industry standard tool for design. Every app that you use, whether it's Netflix, Magic School, all of those things are built and wireframed, the UX, the UI, the design components inside Figma. And there's a suite of different tools within the design. As a part of that, they have an online whiteboarding tool where we can do a lot of really fun stuff that we're going to do today. And that's called FigJam. So that's what we're going to be working on. But just know that as a teacher, you also get access to the design side, the wireframing, and I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like as well. So I'm going to hop over and show you some quick classroom examples so that no matter what grade level you teach, you can kind of see what this might look like. So as early as what we consider here in the US, a first grade, or maybe a student who is like 7 years old coming into a classroom could be using something on the FigJam like this, where they can actually grab the marker tool, they can come over here, and they can draw right on and practice making different letters. They could even say to their teacher, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of this. Like, let me highlight this V because I want you to see how amazing it is. And the teacher could come in here and be like, wow, that is so incredible. You did such a great job, and say it in the lines. So it's a space where students can do work and get that like immediate feedback. You can also drag and drop and be like, hey, I'm going to put this B down here and I want you to really practice. Maybe come over here with the marker tool, trace this so that you can really practice those lines, right? So there's a lot of different things that students at the younger grades could be doing there. Let me show you a piece of the collaboration. So this is an assignment. Students were reading a book, and at the end of the first chapter, they were asked to come into class, summarize the chapter using our sticky notes, and then other students were voting on those sticky notes. So I'm going to show you something pretty cool. As the teacher or a student group leader in an assignment, you can actually grab and highlight the stickies, click over here on this organize button, and you can sort the stickies. This time, I'm going to say by stamp count. I want to see which ideas the students found to be most valuable. Okay, and then maybe we would talk about this one first. Why was it that we gave this one 7 stamps? Was there something about the way that the chapter was described that really spoke to the students in the class? Was it a great summary? And then maybe what would we have to do to these ones that only got 2 votes to take them up to that level? How could we adapt or modify them to really provide an amazing summary of that chapter? So that is a feature. You can imagine, those of you that do like doing collaborative projects, how great it would be for students to all get their voice and ideas out in the stickies, use those stamps to collaborate, and then be able to organize that thinking in a way that we can then talk about it and kind of move on to the next ideas. This one is also one of my favorites. Is a lot of different media can be embedded into a FigJam. So here you see a bunch of different websites and YouTube videos. When students interact with it on their device, it only impacts their device. So I could open one YouTube on mine, and another student could open another YouTube on theirs, and it wouldn't impact each other's. Here's another fun fact. When I open up this YouTube video and play it inside of a FigJam, no ads. I think that is huge. I see a lot of teachers when they're presenting just pulling a YouTube video from YouTube, and unfortunately we don't know what kind of ads could be appearing for students. And so this is a really safe way to build a resource hub, or have students do student centers and rotations in class, or go back and revisit a concept they didn't quite understand in class without other kids maybe knowing that they needed that extra tutorage. So another feature you would really love is how we can use shapes and connectors, and they're pretty cool in the way that they interact. But this was a group of students who were using this to kind of map out or timeline a social studies topic in class, and they were able to do this completely within the tool and add text, media, links, images, all of that types of stuff can really create this very rich, and those of you who are big fans of SAMR, this could be really augmentation or modification. Because of that integration, students can build really interactive timelines or graphic organizers. I wanted to share something that I designed. This was a wireframing activity for students in digital citizenship. And this activity is starting students to talk about something that I think comes up a lot here in the States. You'll have to tell me by your reactions if this is an issue that you have where you are with students. But basically, these two students are dating, and John is asking Erica to share her location. And Erica doesn't really want to share her location with him. And so we were looking at this iPhone wireframe and reading their conversation where he's like pressuring her, don't forget to share your location. She's like, I'm sorry, I forgot to. He invites her to share the location again and says, I like knowing you're safe. She's like, I know, but I don't wanna. He says, why? And she's like, chill. Then we would drop students into their own phone conversations that ended right there with the chill and ask them to finish the conversation, really exploring what do you do in this situation yourself if you were being pressured to share your location with someone you cared about, but you didn't feel comfortable and you thought it was a violation of your privacy. So exploring that allows students to have conversations about some topics that aren't quite black or white in the classroom. We don't know, should we all be sharing our location? Should we not? There's a lot of gray area in between, and this is how we can make that visible. The last thing I want to show you before I let you into the file, so excited, is our templates. So we had a creator program that started 2 years ago that I was a part of, and then another version last year. Please, by the way, reach out to me if you're interested in being a part of this, because I know there'll be a new cohort launching in the fall. But basically, we pay educators to design templates in FigJam, and then we make those templates available to teachers for free. We want you to be able to come in here, and we're actually going to play with 2 different templates at the end of our session today and literally grab something and go use it in the classroom tomorrow. Not everything has to be designed from scratch, and we want you to know that educators have designed the things that we want you to be able to use, so they're going to be incredible resources that you can grab and go at any time. So are we ready to get in the file? I'm going to put, there's a bit.ly here, but I'm also going to put a link over here. We are going to do what's called an open session. I know we probably have a lot of different types of technology on the call, so I wanted to make sure that everybody could get in. And so hopefully when you click the link that I just added to the chat here, you should be able to pop right into this session and join us, or you can type the bit.ly that you see up here. Just keep in mind that our bit.ly is case sensitive, so that J and that M are capitalized. Ooh, I'm seeing people jump in. Please join us. Amazing. And I'll give you all a minute just to join. I see we have a good 70 people on the call, but I only have 10 people in the FigJam file. So come on over. It is much more exciting during this session if you are interacting with us, if you're able to join us on, it's browser based. So if you just open your browser and add that link, you should be able to hop in here immediately. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to hit this spotlight tool, and at the top of your screen, if you will click follow, it's going to take you right to where I am. And at any time today, at any time, if I am in the file and you're like, whoa, where's Kat? What's going on? Just click that follow button and it'll immediately take you to where my screen is on the Google Meet. Awesome. I'm starting to see some amazing cursors in here. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to leave that link in the chat. You are always welcome to jump in. If you can't find us, just remember when you join, click that follow button. Okay, we're going to learn how to navigate because it can be a little tricky. This is usually the big thing that folks who haven't been in a FigJam file before really have to kind of master before they feel comfortable. If you're using a trackpad on your device, you can pinch in and out to zoom. If you see out on the screen, My screen is going in and out. You don't want to increase the size of your screen. You want to zoom in, zoom out. Perfect. With 2 fingers on your trackpad, you can move side to side. So that allows you to pan around. If you're on a mouse and you're on a Windows device or a Chromebook, you can use the control and use the little slider to zoom in and out, or hold down the slider and go side to side in order to move. So great. I'm seeing these cursors move all around, which means you guys are doing some great practice and getting comfortable with navigating in the file. Amazing. And we have 20 people joining us in the file. Please don't hesitate to come in. It will be a much more exciting experience as we go along. All right. So I'd love to hear a little bit, maybe for my next trip visiting y'all in Malaysia and Indonesia and Japan. Can you put your cursor on how you like your coffee? By the way, don't stress if you've lost me yet. Just click that follow button if you're in the file, and it'll take you over to the box that I'm on now. Just grab your cursor and tell me, how do you like your coffee? Which is what I'm drinking right now. I'm going to go with hot over here. Amazing. I'm seeing a lot of cursors in the hot area. Yes. I got some iced. Oh, people are already jumping into the stamps. Look at you guys go. You're all experts over here. Amazing. Okay, great. All right, we're going to go over to this area, and what I would love for you to do is place your cursor in that green circle. This is a strategy that you can use over and over again with your students. That is a lot of fun, is putting your cursor in the upper right-hand corner so that you can have students be like, okay, everybody, we're going to come over here. We're going to do a little game. So go ahead and hop over here. If you don't have your cursor on, you're like, have your marker on, just hit that escape key and you'll get back to your cursor. Okay, here we go. I would like to see in my game, if you can put your cursors up in the upper right-hand corner, who can get to one of these Fig Pals first. Let's see here. All righty, we're going to go with the... Let's go with the star. Put your cursor over the star. Who can get there first? Amazing. We got 2 people. Yes, there are 2 stars. Very smart. Awesome job. All right, go back to the cursor for a moment for me. Head back over there and place your cursor over one of the Fig Pals that's a duplicate. Can you find where all the duplicates are? There are 4 different duplicates on here. Great. I see some people over the dog. I see some people over the fish, the star. Amazing. Yes. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to show you something really fun that you get to do here. So just give me a second. I'm going to give you some access by unlocking and locking. And what I want you to do is place your cursor over your favorite Fig Pal. And I want you to make it so that when you click on it, all these little boxes come around it, like this purple box that you see on my screen. And then I want you to delete your Fig Pal. Oh no, they're all going to disappear in a minute here. Let's see. Click on that. Oh, they're just popping off like flies. Look at this. Amazing. And if you can't click on it or delete it, you're on the marker tool. Just hit the escape button and you'll be able to get back to your cursor, or click on the cursor down at the bottom. Once you delete it, you can just hit Control or Command Z and you'll be able to bring that back. That is your undo in FigJam. Awesome. Ooh, I just saw the Fig logo go back, come back. Amazing. So this is the part in the file when we're introducing this to students. We always love to kind of mess around just like you guys are doing. This is what we want. Oh, wow. Someone just said goodbye, all Fig Pals. You can click that Command Z and bring them all back for us. That was hilarious. They're just like, no, you're all gone. Here we go. We're going to click. There they are. Amazing. So go ahead and grab that marker tool everybody's been enjoying. You can change the color down here. And I want you to draw on top of those Fig Pals. Just scratch them out. Just be like, no, not this Fig Pal today. Not this one. And then one cool thing when you go back to your cursor tool is your drawings are actually layered. So you see how I can now move my drawings. I can move other people's drawings. They actually become separate layers, which is really unique. Let's say you want to get rid of those drawings. You're like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Again, that Control Z, as you see, all the things that I'm doing are going back to the way that they were. And that's a great way to be able to reset what was done. And I'll show you here. There they all are. Awesome job. Okay, amazing. All right, we're going to go into another activity. We're going to change pages. So up in the left-hand corner, you'll see that there are multiple pages that we're going to interact with. And I'd love for you to join me on the sticky notes and stamps page. If you get lost, that's okay. Just click that follow button and come on over. And we're going to be here on the sticky notes and stamps page. And I'm sure for a lot of you that your weather is probably kind of similar to it is here in Texas. We say we have 2 seasons, summer and not summer. So I'd love for you to come over to a sticky, click on the sticky and tell me what's something fun you like to do in the summer. Here in Texas, we love to float the river. We get into an inner tube and we chill out and just float down the current, and then like a little bus picks you up and takes you back to the starting point again. Just kind of write a little bit here, something you love to do. And what you'll notice is all of these stickies had an author when you joined, like mine has my name. But the minute you start writing on your sticky, it's going to take the name of you. So this is something in Jamboard that I really would get frustrated with as a teacher, because I couldn't see which student was writing what. And here you're going to be able to see that author, which is pretty awesome. Once you've added your thoughts, I would love for you to highlight your text and change the font. Don't change the size, because we will all want to be able to read each other's without things being kind of really big or really small. So we like to keep the size the same, but play around with changing the font. You can also bold things, strike things out. You can add little bullets in here. And then also change the color of your sticky. So here you can kind of play around with different colors and just get familiar with those tools and all the options that you have. And when you're done customizing your sticky, I would love for you to come down to the toolbar and you see this little stamp button down here. It's going to pull up this wheel. Now, you're in my file as a guest, and so because you may not have an account, you may not have a stamp that has your face on it like mine does. That's okay, but you will have access to all of these stamps. And what I'd love for you to do real quick is grab a stamp you like, come out and start reading each other's and stamp them. Try not to stamp over the text, because when you do that, then other people aren't going to be able to read these amazing comments. Awesome. Nana, what kind of ice cream do you like?
Vanilla.
Oh, nice. Okay, I am a mint chocolate chip gal myself, but vanilla, so good. So another thing that I love is as a teacher, when you're navigating this, because everybody's cursors have like a name on them, and then of course the stickies have names, it's a great opportunity for you to jump in and engage in a conversation with your students, because you can actually see what they're doing and ask them for some feedback immediately, or what do you mean by that? Aman, what does chilling mean for you? Like, is that just watching TV? Is that sitting outside? Tell us a little bit more about that.
I love listening to music.
Whoa, okay. Can you put your favorite Spotify playlist in the chat?
I usually use Apple Music.
Okay, that's fine. You can throw your Apple Music one in the chat. I'd love to hear it. I'm always looking for new music.
Me
That would
too.
be amazing. Yes. Okay. Well, I will definitely share too. I will throw something in the chat before we finish today.
Okay.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Thanks for sharing. Oh, who doesn't love a good airplane? Yes. You're so funny at that. We here in Texas, there's a group of us that do a fun project. So do you guys like going to the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we have a movie theater where when you're watching a movie, comedians make fun of the movie while you're watching it live. It's really funny. And so one of the things in that group, because we've all been going to these shows for so long, one of the guys loves airplanes so much that every time someone in the group gets on a plane, they like put a post about it, like Kat is flying to Mississippi today. Wish her luck in the skies. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That would be fun. You should start doing that. All right. Well, we
Yeah.
are going to move on to our next activity because I want you to see all the things that we have to offer. And I think this one is definitely going to be one of your favorites because you guys immediately went to that marker tool. So if you've lost me, we are on the drawing tools page, or just click that follow button and it's going to take you right to where I am. Probably one of my favorite features in FigJam is that follow. Yes, I'm seeing the hearts like, oh, I was lost for a minute, but now I'm here. So in this activity, I would love for you to zoom in really close to a box, pick your own, make sure it's just your cursor hanging out there, grab that marker tool, change the color to whatever you want, and I would love for you to draw for me something in just that one box that you might find in outer space. What's something you might find in outer space? You're just going to zoom in here, show us your best artwork here. You can use all the different colors to get started. And I'd love for you to show me something you might find in outer space. And if you saw the screen go really gray for a minute, someone was just playing around and exploring some of our tools. And one of the tools that we have is teachers are able to kind of turn on and off and kind of like put a little bit of a blinder, if you will, on different activities until we're ready to get there. It's a great way to help with accessibility because sometimes what we consider here an open canvas model can feel a little bit overwhelming for some students. And so this is a great way for us to be able to kind of pare down the sensory overload of all the things that are happening at once. Another thing you can do, we have 30 people in the file and it doesn't feel too overwhelming, but I've been in a file with a couple hundred people and the cursors can feel a little bit much. So on the file over here, you can come down to view and you can select multiplayer cursors and that'll actually turn off every cursor but your own. So that is also another good one for UDL and accessibility is your students who really think, I can't focus, there are too many cursors going in every direction. They might really appreciate that. Amazing. Well, you guys keep drawing for a minute. I'm going to take a little tour. Very nice. Oh, I'm in outer space over here. I have to assume that this is me. Oh, I like this. Is this a bowl of really yummy ramen in outer space? Drawn by the one and only Ramen. We have here, oh, very nice. A sun. I love it. It's looking like it's chilling over there. Ooh, I kind of wonder, do you think there are flowers in outer space? I'm excited to see what flowers look like on different planets. We got a little spaceship action going over here. I used to live really close to one of the SpaceX places, and whenever I would be on a Zoom call and they would launch one of the practice rockets, the whole house would shake, even though we were only like 50 miles away. It's pretty crazy. Amazing. So I'll give you two examples of when I would really love to use an activity like this, and it could be academically focused as well. One time I would love to use an activity like this is, let's say we're coming back from recess, right? Or we've all just had like a big meeting or something, and I'm trying to get students back on track. This could be a wonderful activity to just get people to calm down, focus, Really think what's kind of next. Let's just have a minute to reconnect. It can also be a time for students to explore symbols, themes, right? Like we just read this short story. What do you think is a symbol? Draw it in this box. Or let's look at the periodic table. What do you think an element like this would look like in this box? So lots of different things. Maybe you're prototyping. So this activity could be used in a myriad of ways. All right, I think this art is incredible. I'm going to take a little screenshot here so I can post this later on socials. Such amazing artists. And I'd love for you to hop over here. We're going to do a really fun activity, and I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite widgets. So I'm going to pop here. I'm going to say I want 6 teams. I want the teams to be unlimited, randomized. And then I'm going to lock these teams, and you'll see here that we are now on 6 different teams. Find your team here and then correspond your team number to the different documents down here. And I apologize that they are all in English, so don't fret. This is just a practice. If this activity might seem a little challenging with our many, many languages on this call, which I have to say, you're all smarter than me because you're on a call listening to someone speak a language and you speak a whole different language. I only speak one. So I'm going to throw this little sticker down here because team 3 is the best because it's my team. Just kidding. Y'all are great. Head over to your team. I'd love for you to zoom in really close to your document. Instead of the marker tool, go ahead and grab your highlighter. Switch the color to green and then start looking at your document. I should probably head over to my actual team here. And I'd love for you and your team to work together to highlight as many numbers in green as you can. You'll have much more control over your highlighter if you zoom in. So go ahead, grab that green highlighter. Oh, I love the work I'm seeing in these different teams. Amazing, already in it. Team 4, rock stars over there. Amazing. Team 1, who's on team 1? Head over to the highlighter, select green. Yes, awesome. Okay, now we're going to do a highlighter in orange. And I'd love for you to look at this document and highlight for me any word you think we might need to define as a class. So before we can dive into what this article is really about, there might be some words like, ooh, dictatorship. Maybe we need to talk about that. That might help us understand this better. They've actually highlighted some of the more challenging words here in bold. A soft belly. I don't know what that means. So maybe those are some of the words we would have to talk about as a class. Go ahead and highlight some of them. That would give me as the teacher an opportunity to jump in here. Maybe I grab a sticky note and I'm like, oh, dictatorship, and just start dropping in some definitions for students, right? That would be a cool way to add to the document. Amazing. All right, we're going to do one more for me. I want you to grab your stamp tool. I want you to grab the question mark, and I want you to zoom into your page, and I want you to find something you're like, I have no idea what this means. Like, what are they talking about? Where is this? And drop that question mark there and show us some place that you might need a little bit more explanation to understand the content. There we go. Oh, starting to see those stamps. Amazing job. And you can see already how an entire class could be interacting and doing this work at the same time. And the teacher can be popping in and looking at what students are doing. They can be giving real-time feedback. They can be making sure students know where they need to be and what they need to be doing, and follow up with any questions that they might have. Amazing. Okay, we are going to head over to our last page here. This one I think you're really going to enjoy. I'm going to walk you through 2 of our templates. Let me show you before you dive in how you can find a template right here inside of your FigJam. So in this upper right-hand corner where you see my picture up here, you can click this template button. I like to go down to student and educator. And if I select one of these templates here, let's say I'm like, ooh, what's this book bingo template, right? It will actually grab that template and it'll drop it right here immediately. Right? Isn't that crazy? So you can just grab a template and drop it in. Something I love about templates is it shows you what grade levels it's good for, what you might use it for. It gives you some tips on what different tools are activated. There's some directions and it shows you how to kind of adapt and modify and make it your own. But we're going to start over here because I wanted to show you 2 templates I think you might enjoy, and also some widgets. So this is a design your own locker activity. So great for some back to school or maybe just a getting to know you activity. You know, something I think we forget a lot in school is that our students are always growing and changing, and we tend to only get to know them once a year. Why not do this in the middle of the year? So that could be really fun. I see here you've grabbed onto this photo booth. I'm going to show you how we're going to use it. We'll keep it over here because everybody can use the widget. And I'm going to click on this red button. You might have to give it access because you might have not used this widget before. And you're going to come in here and you're going to give a little smile, give a wave, maybe some kind of key signature thing you do. And it's going to print out your own Polaroid that you can then take over here and put inside of your very own locker. So check that widget out. I would love for you to customize a locker and see what would be inside of your locker. What might you put in your locker? So go ahead and grab any of these items over here. Grab one of these locker spaces. You can pick any of them. There's all different styles and types of locker. And then you could think, what might be in my locker? Put my picture up here, maybe at a little angle. Hang up my backpack. And if you don't want to take the item so that nobody else can use it, you can just make a copy of it. You can just click on it and press, Command C, I have a Mac, or Control C, and then that leaves another copy there for someone else. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to put a Stanley in here. To be honest with you, if this was mine, I would probably have too many water bottles. Does anybody else have that problem? It's like you don't have one, you have 80 water bottles, and they're never clean. Okay, here we go. Amazing. Awesome. Oh, I love this little whiteboard. We used to do this and leave messages for each other. You could zoom in here and you could either write with the marker tool. I'm actually going to type something just so it's a little bit easier to read. So I make the text a little bit smaller, and I'm going to say, howdy. This could also be a really fun time to use the stamps, the stickers. So if you come down here to this plus button, you'll see that you have a lot of stickers to choose from. This is where our Fig Pals are as well. Love the Fig Pals. So you could come down here and be like, oh, I definitely want one of these guys, a blowfish. Amazing. And you can really start customizing your locker. The other thing that's really fun is I love the fact that I have my picture in the locker, but I'm going to come grab some of your pictures and grab them and decorate my locker with them, because I don't know if I would have a locker with just my picture in it. I'd probably have all of my greatest friends. So you can grab a little quick copy of somebody's picture and start decorating your locker with your bestest of friends. Amazing. saying here? Let me get 2 more pictures I want to add. Oh, Google certified educator. I love you bringing in your own content. Oh, Aman also just threw that guitar in there. Loves music. And do you play guitar? That is awesome. Okay. So you can start to see how fun students would have just kind of creating their own space. And you might even ask them, like, tell me over here, you know, add a little bit of text and tell me, why did you put the things in your locker? What do they symbolize about you? For me, it symbolizes that I always forget to take my water bottles home. So I have too many of them everywhere. And here you can also customize the text size. I can make that a little bit larger. I can change the font. And then you could ask other students to come in and give feedback. So using that stamps feature. Amazing. Start giving stamp feedback. Incredible. Okay, I have one last thing I want to show you because I'd love for you to see all the different widgets that we have. So this could be, that was sort of a getting to know you activity. This template could be a great way to have a reflection with students or do an exit ticket. So we see on this one a little student name. So if this one was going to be mine, I would want to type my name here. And then I have this dice widget. When I tap the dice widget, it's going to automatically roll the dice. And then above, there are 6 options that I will answer based on that. So let me give this dice a roll. It's going to say 5. And when I look up here, it says, what part of the lesson was challenging and why? Let's say I was reflecting on today's session. I am still not used to navigating the FigJam and I got lost twice. I can also have students reflect by inserting an emoji or a sticker. So maybe I have them come over here and I can say, how did you feel? Well, the student said they kind of got lost a few times. So maybe they'd be like, still trying to understand how that works. And then there's also this voice memo, which I love. So you can record a very short voice memo. So let's do one here. I really loved working in the FigJam, but I'm still not used to the navigation and I got lost twice. So I think I need to practice that a little bit more to feel comfortable, but I'm excited about how I could potentially use this in the future. And then you'll see here, it could be my future FigJam plans, could be my title, and I could place my widget here, and then other people can listen to it. I really loved working in the FigJam, but I'm still not used to the navigation, and I got. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment to grab your own section, put your name on it, respond, and tell us something about our session today. Use this as an exit ticket to think what worked well for you, what contributed to that. What's a question you still have? What's the most important thing you learned in our FigJam file today? Don't forget to change your name on the section up here like I did for the student name. You just click, double click there, and you can edit the student name to represent your own. Amazing. So you guys are grabbing your own sections now. Wonderful. While you guys are responding, I would love to open it up in either the chat or I can also open it up in like the sticky notes at the end here, just to say, does anyone have any questions that I could answer live? Anything I can show you that you're curious about before we get to the end of our session here while folks are reflecting? Ooh, I see those emotes. That was a great one. So when you click on the stamp, you can click on this crescent above with the smiley face. It gives you these other emoji responses. And when I like to use this when other students are presenting. So if I'm like, oh, tell me about your sticky, you could be like, oh, that's a fire idea. And you just hold the button down once you've selected it, and it'll actually create that emote live. You could be like, oh, I don't know about that. Give a little side eye. You can also be like, that is the funniest thing that's ever happened. Very fun. Oh, wonderful. Let's zoom in on Joan. Joan just adding that emoji. Do you want me to help you get rid of it? We can just grab that text, get rid of it, and then you can make that 100 look amazing in that box. Awesome. That is another thing I also love is when I'm working with teachers. I was just in a part of Dallas at the beginning of the week, and someone had a question. I didn't have to go over and like hang over that student and take over their device. I could actually help them from my device, either sitting side by side with them or even at the front of the room while I was kind of monitoring what other students were doing. So I think that's amazing. Ah, here we go. It's so fun. However, I try it more in another side. Ramen is too many, I think. Awesome. Yes, this is a lot for sure. Thank you for sharing that. Is it Koyama? Hopefully I pronounced that right. If not, please feel free to unmute and let me know. Amazing. All right, we're going to go over to one last page here because I want to show you some resources. As I mentioned, we will be, oh, hold on one second here. Might have got a page 8. Oh, we're on next steps. Someone added a page there, but that's good. This is a playground. I want you to play. I want you to explore and try everything out. So I've put our education email here. If you end up having any questions, you can absolutely jump in there and ask us some questions. You're able to deploy our tools in your school so that you can set up specific settings that make it safe within your school. So we always encourage you to do that if you want to know more about that. We'll be sending that in the follow-up email, but you can always reach out to me and I'll connect you with the team that manages that. As I've also mentioned, we have these amazing templates. The link is here, but you'll also receive that in that email if you had a chance to fill out the form. We have an incredible resource library of different videos, design courses. There's so much that you can do in this space. And while you're exploring those resources at the end, I'm going to leave you here with some stickies. If we run out of stickies, just add some more. And awesome. How can I create an account? Yes, great question. So with education, go in and sign in with your school account, whether you're a student or a teacher, and you'll be able to get verified for education. So I'm going to send you that. I can send you that link, but also let me grab a link over here. So when you sign into the thing here, let's see. Amazing. Okay, so yeah, when you're signing in up here, you see how I have my account. It should ask you if you want to like log in and connect your Gmail, your Google account. Once you do that, you can verify for education. You just fill out a form saying where you teach or where you're a student, and it'll upgrade your account to the education account. If you have an issue with that, like let's say you don't have a school email, just send me a message. You can reach me at this education email. or you can reply to the email I'm going to send after this call. So I'm going to send you all the resources as soon as we get off the phone. As long as you've filled out that form, you'll receive them. And I'm also going to put my socials here because I know some people they're not email people. That's okay. I'm at Dramatic Cat on every social, whether you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You'll be able to find me just using at Dramatic Cat. I threw that in the Google Meet chat. So, and please follow me. I'd love to stay connected and chat more. Any other questions? Aw, you guys are so great. I love all the love and the emojis. Thank you. Well, I'll come off screen share and you're welcome to play around in this file. This is yours, so you don't have to leave. And then, thank you. If you guys need anything at all, like, please do not hesitate to unmute and ask while we're all still here on the call. Happy to answer your questions, or reach out privately if you're like, eek, I don't want to talk in front of 80 people.
Ya, mungkin ada pertanyaan dari Bapak Ibu Guru. Silakan. Dalam bahasa Indonesia boleh, nanti diterjemahkan. Maybe any questions? Please. Yes, Nastiti. Go ahead.
Hey, Nastiti.
Hi, Kat. Supposed to be, we have keep in touch in LinkedIn, right? We have connected in LinkedIn and
Yes, I know.
Instagram
I'm so
as
glad.
well. Yes. I have I'm so curious about this. Beyond its widely recognized use for brainstorming and design thinking, FigJam clearly has a broader potential. From your experience, what's unique and perhaps less obvious way you've leveraged FigJam to address a specific challenge or optimize workflow within your team and projects? Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So honestly, like, I have my own file where I use it to store all of my prompts for AI. Because one thing that I've found is, and I create different pages for I use a lot of different AI tools, but something I found early on when I started playing around with AI is that I wasn't saving my prompts. And that iterative process is so important because you might get a response and you're like, oh, that's really cool. But then 5 responses later, oh, that's not so great. And you want to go back. But unfortunately, if you're not seeing that space and kind of saving that work over time, it can be really hard to iterate and create the things that you want AI to do. I'll tell you a funny story. It took 45 different words to finally capture my hair with AI. And the magic word was corkscrew. So I have a page where I'm just writing down, if I put this word in, it makes this type of curl. If I put this word in, it makes this type. And then you kind of see what the image is along with the word. And it just helps you become a better prompt engineer over time. So I make the pages. So I have a page for like ChatGPT, a page for Gemini. Within that, I might even have like a subpage for Notebook LM. Another page for gems. And then I'm putting in all the materials. Because it's an open canvas, you can just continue to drop things in there forever. Or if you were to share like a great resource, I'd go add it to that page and it just becomes the most amazing space to come back to. The other thing that I would say is teachers are using this for planning time for what we call here in the States PLCs. But it's basically where an entire 3rd grade or 4th grade would get together and plan the next unit. This is a great collaborative space. Could you imagine at the end of the year coming in and every page being your water cycle unit, your unit on the Civil War, whatever, and then all of your resources are in there, all of your documents. You can see the plan for everything. You don't have to be like, hey, can you send me that Google Drive? It's all in one place that you can go into and be able to give feedback. So I would say that's the other use case that teachers love that isn't always widely advertised.
Gimana?
Wow, that's great. That's great and so impactful. Thank you so much for your explanation and for your sharing, Kat. I love it.
Of course. I'm so glad that we're connected. Stay in touch.
Yes.
So, bagaimana Ibu Roza ada soalan? Malaysia?
Dokter, go ahead.
Daripada Malaysia, Puan Zahiran?
Ya, silakan Malaysia. Go ahead from Malaysia.
Ada soalan daripada Malaysia?
Maybe from Japan also. There's
Any question
something you like to ask. Maybe you can write down to the chat.
Could we join?
So, by the way, Kat, I always admire your hair.
It's a unique feature for sure. I love all the hair love.
Okay. How you
Doctor?
compare? Yeah, I got a question here. Okay. How you compare the Jamboard with the FigJam now?
Yeah, so I would say two big things. One is that authorship, so I can see who does what. That's huge, right? It allows me to, you know how in the classroom we say a lot of times, if you're like me and you talk too much, that we need to sit back, and those who don't get to talk enough need to come forward and talk more. The same in a digital space. We also have to be able to manage to make sure, hey, you know, Bob, did you put 85 stickies when everyone else put 3? That might be a bit much. Let's take it back a notch, right? So this can also allow you to kind of manage and help kids understand how to share a space and create a collaborative space everyone feels welcome in. The other thing that I think is really huge is just the additional tools, those widgets, that photo booth, the rolling of the dice, the creating the teams. That feature elevates the experience in a way that is limitless because widgets are things that anybody can create, right? It's kind of like an add-on in a Google application. So that takes the experience from what you would think, oh, this is just a whiteboard, to, oh, no, this is, I can do activities in math, rolling a dice and study probability. Or I can use the photo booth to have SEL lessons and say, when you read that story, what kind of emotion do you think the character was going through? Take a picture of your face and show me, what do you think that person was feeling? And so it makes that visible thinking kind of accessible to all the students.
Amazing. Pak Nanang, silakan.
Okay. Do you think FigJam have the limitation about the storage, Kat?
Oh, yeah, no, you can drop anything in there. We have not run into an issue with that.
Okay.
I mean, I would say, you know, it's not something where you'd be like, oh, I'm going to use this as my Google Drive necessarily. But I do think a resource page and dropping in articles, links, videos, you know, it could kind of be a digital collaborative Wakelet, right? Or Google Keep, which I don't know about your Google groups, but in mine, everyone's always afraid they're going to sunset Keep. And one downside for me, one of the reasons I like to build resource pages in FigJam is I was in a job for 13 years and had to move my Keep. It is not easy to take all of it. It doesn't download or transfer. There's no takeout for it. So you want to put your stuff in a space. You can export FigJams. You can take screenshots from FigJams. You can share them. I'm going to show you one other thing real quick. I forgot to show you. This is a game changer. And then I know we're over time a little bit, but you guys will love this. Sorry, it took me to the other screen. Hold on one sec. Jump out of here real quick and see if I can get that screen to come back over here. Oh, there it is. So I was using two screens, so I was like, no, you can't. So just like in Google, up here in the left-hand corner, you'll see when I click on the F, it gives me a drop down. One of
Okay.
the options under File is to save and show your version history. So I'm going to show you my version history. And one of the things that you'll see is that I have a version that I typically will label as like reset file. But because I don't have that right here this second, we'll just look at last night when I was doing this file just for a minute so you can see what this looks like. If I were to restore this version here, it would go back to factory settings. So something that teachers love to do in the file is they're able to come back and reset the file from class to class, or even save their third period file, their fourth period, so that they can keep their students' work and then pick up where they left off. So I'm going to go back here. Some of you are like, wait, my beautiful artwork in my locker, where did it go? Let's reset that file back. And then all of a sudden, all the work that you just had is here again. And I do this, sometimes I have to reset a file in between sessions in like 5 minutes. So it's very easy to use, and you can go back and forth really quickly. And see, now I reset that, everybody's lockers are back.
Okay. So this mean that FigJam also we can put to the classroom, Google Classroom.
Yeah, you can use it in Google Classroom. You can also use it in Microsoft.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kat.
You're welcome.
You are quite fortunate today. We have Miss Kat Crawford tonight. And from Malaysia, kalau ada apa-apa soalan, dikirimkan soalan di chat atau kemudian ke mic, berikan soalan pada ni. Kita manfaatkan bersama. Dan pada new DCT yang join pada malam ni, whoever joined us today, our new Google Certified Trainer, already passed their exam a month ago, Pak Nanang. So you all can ask us a question and can use this kind of platform tonight to report your EduWeb activity as well. Ada apa-apa soalan lagi tak? Sebelum kita terakhir pada malam. Suara Zahiran?
Mungkin karena terpesona.
Tak ada. Ya, terkesima.
Terkesima ya, terkesima.
Ya, Pak Nanang.
Terkesima. So no question because they wow, awesome.
Maybe next time she got to tie her hair. So then
You want me to put it up so you're not as jealous?
Wow, okay. Lunch lady.
right.
I have to be the lunch lady in an hour. And by the way, I'm going to throw this invite out there. A bunch of us in Ed Tech, I don't know if you all know, like Stephanie Howell, Manny from Ed Puzzle, but we've been working with people from different countries in Ed Tech to do a cooking show. So today we have a Googler from Italy who's going to be hosting a pizza making class today, and I would love to extend the invitation if you would ever like to come on. It's a private like Zoom call where you set the menu and you teach a bunch of other people globally how to make a dish that is local to you. It's a great way for us to share our culture. So feel free to reach out. I would love to feature somebody on this call and learn how to make, well, as long as it's not durian.
Yeah, durian. Yeah, you love durian. Okay, wow, I think that's a great idea, Kat, because in Indonesia we have so many food, right, Nana? So maybe we can collaborate to share about the food. Yeah. Also, my friend Yuka, she's love about ramen.
Oh, I saw the ramen love was very evident in the FigJam. And I would love to elevate my ramen game. A friend of mine just recently came back from Japan and brought me the most beautiful chopsticks. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Mima, do you have anything to say? Silakan.
Ya, yang dari Indonesia, ada yang mau bertanya? from Indonesia? There's any questions?
Oh, Eliza.
Yuka, maybe you have to teach us how to cooking ramen.
That's right. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And what about from Japan? Any question from Japan?
Japan, is there anything you like to
Ask or like to
questions
few words?
ask? John, Masato John.
Hi,
Yes.
thank you.
Go ahead,
How are
John.
you?
Thank you, Kat. Not a question, but I wanted to share my thought. I've done FigJam session before, but it was really cool to try some templates today that I haven't seen in Japan. Now I'm
Oh.
actually excited about getting ready. Thank you so much today.
You're welcome. I'm so glad. And you know what I can do? If you ever want, just reach out to me. I'm working right now on curating a list of like my favorite templates because 400 is a lot of templates, right? So feel free to reach out to me and tell me, hey, I'm teaching this. This is the age of my students. This is my subject area. And I will put a list of like the top 10 templates to check out for you.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Oyama,
welcome.
Oyama, is there anything you like to ask? Oyama, go ahead.
Hi. Thank you for teaching. I was sorting off, and the local government, my local government provides this application. It's so excited to use for student. Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad that you already have access. That's amazing.
Thank you, Koyama.
Yeah. And let me know, not just on this call, but if you ever want me to hop on a call with your students and lead a session or start a FigJam with them or do a little activity, maybe even just to start class, I'm always happy. As long as I'm not asleep, I'm happy to find the time to hop on and run an activity with you guys.
Okay. Do you have a Japan FigJam in Japan, Kat?
We do. We have a person who is like kind of like me in Japan. Her name is Aya. And if you want to connect with her, I can absolutely just reach out to me and I will make the connection. She's absolutely amazing. She's doing incredible work there.
Yeah. Maybe Masato, Koyama, and Yuka interesting about the FigJam and want to learn more from your friend in Japan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just put her in there. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Cikgu cepat.
Cikgu cepat.
Ya, silakan Cikgu cepat.
Ini Cikgu cepat sudah masuk ya? Is
Ada.
there Cikgu cepat?
Dia sedang mengatur bicara.
Oh gitu. Kak Nana mau bertanya lagi?
I have dropped it in the chat box.
Oh, tell me what do you want to learn more about?
Ya.
I'm curious about the training session form that you have dropped before in the chat box in the first session. Yes, right. What kind of training, or is that open to all teachers like that?
Yeah,
Please.
absolutely. Just let me know what you wanted, what kind of training you want. Just reach out to me, and I'll also put in here. This is my email at Sigma, so you can also reach out to me for something like that, and we can schedule a training. I like my trainings to be very customized to your students. So usually we do like an hour. It's very interactive. We like people to be in the file trying things. But if you let me know kind of what you guys are working on, maybe we can be more specific. So it's like about the content and just get them into the file and kind of messing around and learning the tools. And that'll kind of help you launch it in that space.
Wow, thank you. Okay,
You're welcome.
obviously clear. Thank you, Kat.
I hope you reach out. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Ada lagi yang mau bertanya? Silakan, teman-teman dari Malaysia.
Ada soalan daripada guru dan Malaysia, Cikgu Ahho?
Ya, dari teman-teman ini. Tadi Jepang sudah, Indonesia sudah, Malaysia sudah. Kalau mau bertanya lagi silakan sebelum kita tutup.
Berakhir pada malam ni, bukan senang kita nak bawa daripada US ni. It's really a very great, wonderful presentation from Kat Crawford from United States of America. It's a great pleasure to have her tonight together with us. It's not easy to bring her all the way from Texas,
Long way.
all the way from Texas, USA. We are 13 hours behind Earth in Malaysia. Okay, but 12 hours behind Indonesia at the time. And it's really great opportunity. Thank you so much, Pananang, to arrange also to bring Kat to live with us tonight. It's not going to be easy because she's so busy. We also very busy, but I what that mentioned just now by Puan Roshiran that it's really an honor to us to organize this kind of event, to have Kat also to share with us the usage of FigJam. We know it's not quite new to us. Last time we used to use Jamboard. It's quite very simple, but this is really amazing. I believe that for the primary school, for instance, or not just primary school, even the secondary school also can be used also, whereby we can have student involvement in the school activities on their learning, teaching and learning. Another thing is probably in class, maybe our class now start to use Chromebook. I believe that Pananang also have a Chromebook also in the classroom. With student interactions, maybe they can use these digital tools that other tools that will help them more fun in learning during this kind of era. And I would like to say thank you also for Ibu Nasiti for asking operation for your involvement. Thank you so much for Rosairan. For Rosairan, would like to say a few words before we end the session tonight. For Rosairan. For Rosairan is a school principal for the primary school in Malaysia right now. For Rosairan.
Short speech from me. It's very interesting sharing tonight, and I've learned some new this night. Thank you very much to Kate Crawford and Mrs. Kate Crawford, Dr. Basha and Pak Nanang, and GB Jebat. Where's GB Jebat? Okay, thank you. Okay. Nice tonight. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Puan Mima from ITG or Teachers Group.
Yeah. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. I think I'll be contacting you after this. Because again, I have a group of students learning digital. So Kat has been very wonderful. He has helped, just like Pak Nanang helping Lukman last year. You guys are very generous in knowledge. Okay, and thank you Dr. Basha, pada Puan GB juga, BGP dari yang Dr. Basha bawa dari Payung Rumput ya Dr. Basha?
SK Payung Rumput, ya.
Yeah, Dr. Basha ni PIBG. Dr. Basha is a very active Parents and Teachers Association. He's the president, I think. Used to be the president. Okay, and my students are enjoying the session tonight, Kat. Thank you very much. I'll be connecting them to you. They'll be searching for you in Twitter. They are 19 years old pre-service teachers. Okay,
Amazing.
so I guess they'll be learning a lot from you. I'm trying to build their algorithm so that they will get the best algorithm from the attack leaders like all of you. Okay, thanks again. I'll be looking forward for another session.
Yeah, thank you so much. Lecturer from Teacher Learning Institute, Lembah Pantai, Kuala Lumpur. And we'd like also to extend our heartfelt gratitude also to Puan Rosairan Dr. Hamzah, the school principal of SK Payung Rumput Melaka, on behalf of SK Payung Rumput. We'd like to say so to thank also to all the students who involved tonight from the ITG, the Teacher Training Institute, under Puan Mas Sariti. Okay, it's a great honor to tonight. Also, we have also Miss Kat Crawford, all the way from Texas, United States of America. It's really a great pleasure. We learned a lot tonight, and thank you also from participants from Japan. Hopefully to see you all in the symposium in August in Singapore. Unfortunately, we cannot meet Miss Kat because she says it's not free, right? And thank you, Pananang, for arranging this kind of beautiful session. I have a beautiful speaker tonight. I love her. I will remember her. Pananang, a few words before we end tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kat. This is it's my honor, our honor. You can come to Malindo, and we love about your session. It's a lot of fun, and I hope we can stay connect, and maybe you can share about anything else in Malindo in the future. So once again, thank you so much for you.
Thanks for creating this space. You guys are all amazing. What a lovely community you have. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to get off this call before I send that email and go just check those Singapore flight prices one more time.
Yeah.
Because y'all are making me super jealous. I just want to see you so badly. But yeah, I'm so grateful to have met everybody here. I really value these types of cross-cultural experiences, especially when it comes to education, because we learn so much from each other, and y'all are a wealth of knowledge. And I really, really appreciate you creating the space for us to come together today. It was amazing.
Thank you so much, Kat. Thank you so much, Pananang. But the unique thing of both of you, one with hair, one without hair.
Don't say that, because I don't have a hair.
You can remember all the things. But thank you so much for all of you who joining us tonight from Malindo Connect 267. So hopefully we'll meet more amazing speakers, just like Kat tonight. Okay. So before we end, thanks again. Thanks to all of you, and have a nice weekend. Good night.
Before we end, take a picture first.
Oh, yeah. Get a photo from our
Please.
evidence. Yeah.
Turn on your camera. Don't forget to smile. Yeah, maybe I think I will wait for some people. Okay, everyone ready? Kak Nana, tolong ya dibantu. Oke.
Dok,
Ya. Oke, semuanya. Are you ready? Please make a pose anything you like. Okay, on my mark. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. One more time. Okay, one more time. Different style ya. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you, Kat.
Bye. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to reach out to everybody in email.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Terima kasih semuanya, baik dari Malaysia, Indonesia, yang sudah berkenan hadir. Kita jumpa lagi di bulan depan.
Rosa, jumpa lagi.
InsyaAllah. Terima kasih Pak Nanang. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih kembali.
Terima kasih Pak Nana, Dr. Basha.
Ya, terima kasih Puan Mima. Ini saya
Hi everybody. Thank you and good night everybody.
Good night. Bye.